Okay, so this is the second video presentation for the actual Arduino microcontroller. So before we start, before we move to the exercise, let me first orient you with the different parts we have in our Arduino microcontroller. So like first, of course, we have the USB plug. This is where we connect our USB Type-P cable um, going to our desktop where we have our Arduino IDE. And then we have our external power supply here. Take note our components, they have this required amount of voltage. And usually they are in 3.3 or in 5 volts. Okay? So if in case it needs a much higher or lower voltage, we have voltage input here. Okay? So this external power supply is the one that converts the amount of voltage coming from our desktop or computer to output is the 3.3 or 5 volts. We also have here a reset pin. We also have here analog input pins. This is our microcontroller. I got this, by the way, this picture from Logmaker 360 in YouTube. Okay, just to credit where I got the this diagram, this picture. So I have here my Mega 328 microcontroller. Then next we have here in-circuit serial programmer, a reset button, output for the serial connection, and input for the serial connection. This is where we connect our peripherals, sensors, actuators, so on and so forth. These are our digital input-output pins. It needs to always have grounds. Okay, proper grounding should be well observed. So there's a pin dedicated for the ground. We also have an analog reference pin. Okay, so I think I'm done. Um, Usually there are different boards for Arduino. Okay, so like this one is at Mega 328. The ones I have is an Arduino Uno. So make sure, I forgot to mention this in the first video, make sure like in your Arduino IDE, it should match. Like I'm using an Arduino Uno. You'll be able to see the different boards that the Arduino IDE recognized or have. It's under tools and then board. Okay, so like in here I have my the default is Arduino Uno. Okay, so now we proceed on our exercise. It's all about buttons. So I'll provide you a copy of this and other files needed for that I've used in this video presentation. So for lesson 2, I have buttons. Buttons, there are mechanical, there are automatic buttons, there are web-based buttons or web forms, right? But in here we'll have, of course, a hardware type of a button, a mechanical type of button, and we use this to control our electronic devices. We only have here, what I have here is just to like present how a button works and how we can have a simple connection with our buttons. So like, so I have here my button. In the breadboard, better you watch the Arduino Tagalog. It discusses how this breadboard works. So like, from the button, okay, I suppose you can see my cursor, So like from here, it's connected to this wire, okay? From this specific pin of the button, it's connected to this wire, going to number 12, okay? Going to this input pin. And then, also this specific port in our button is connected to the resistor where it's connected to the ground. And then so now we have a connection from our button going to our resistor, going to the ground. And then the red one, which is on the other side of the our button, okay, the other pin of the button, it's connected to a 5 volts. Okay, 5 volts. How it is, okay? If you cannot like be able to easily because the labels of the pins are not that visible, not be able to see the specific connections, you have to learn how to to work on with diagrams. So this S1 is the button, that's the symbol for the button. So like it's connected to 5 volts, see that? Okay, pin the number 4, okay, 5 volts. And then on this side we have our ground. Ground is connected to the resistor going to the other side of the switch S1 or our button. Okay, so now we work on with our program. Okay, So na actually go here. I already have my connection here. So I have already established the connection from the button to the resistor to our microcontroller. So I'll go back. So now we will deploy our program. So there's like this sample program already here. Be able to first deploy it. So we go to the file and then open. Okay. Go here first. Wait. So I there's this separate program included in the Arduino kit that I bought. Okay. I'll also provide you a copy of those programs that are there in the kit. So I will upload. I will put it here in my Arduino IDE. So I'll go to the file, open. It's in my hard drive, and then from CD, and then we choose buttons, the code. I need the code, and then controlling LED by button, and then this one. So that's the program, and then click open. So now I have my program here. So in this program, there is this again variable key pin, which is set at number 12. And then the LED, the built-in LED, if you remember the built-in LED that the Arduino controller has, it's in pin 13. So we've declared pin mode, that the pin is the input and then the LED pin is the output. Key pin, the pin 12 is the one connected to our buttons. Okay. So now in our program, so we have here a simple if-else statement, conditional statement, that if the pin is high, meaning there's a voltage, meaning it is pressed, okay, then LED will also turn into high. Else, if not, then the LED is low. It will not turn on. So that's how simple our program is. Let's simulate. We click this one, upload. Okay, and then we wait. So now, go here. And if you notice, our LED is turned off. But if we press our button, yun na, turn on. Okay? So, if the button is high, then the LED is also high. If we release it, then it's low. Okay? Simple as it is. Okay? And you know what? The example buttons can be represented now as sensors. The example sensor has detected an item, example light, example you're using a photoresistor, so it will say turn on. For example, the LED will represent the motor. Okay, so that's what I am expecting the project. We'll discuss your project during our Zoom session under week 6. So this ends lesson 2. Thank you for listening.